Wow, February was a very, very busy makeup month. This is all of the makeup that I have been testing out in the month of February, and I'm going to take you through all of them if I have tested them out enough times in order to be able to bring you my solid final thoughts on them. So let's get started because there's a lot to get through. First, a quick hello to everybody who has returned and a welcome to those of you who are new. My name's Rhoda and I can't wait to do this video because it's my favorite thing to do. I also want to quickly mention that all of the prices that you see up on the screen are Canadian dollars. If you live in the US, congratulations. It'll be much cheaper for you and probably everywhere else in the world. I didn't look up every currency to see what the exchange would be, but I am assuming, based on what I've seen, that I think the Canadian prices are probably the highest of all. Okay, where do we begin? I think we'll just start with the primers. I tried 2 primers this month. First up is the Tom Ford Faceless. I was going to say faceless. It's not faceless. Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. First of all, I love the packaging. You just twist this up, the pump appears, and then you twist it and it goes back in. It's perfect. You don't have caps lying around everywhere. And not that that's that huge of a deal, but I do love that added touch. Now let's talk about what's inside, which is the most important thing. This primer gives you the most velvety, beautiful, smooth base for your makeup. It's not glowy in any way. It is a soft matte, but it's not flat. It is like velvet, beautiful, smooth, amazing, in love with this. Next up is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum Primer. This is quite a special formula. It is not drying. It lays down beautifully. It is a liquid, but it quickly dries to almost a powder, but it's not powdery. It is said to be more for oily skin. I have normal to dry skin and I have used this all over the face and it works great. So this is another really great one. I am going to say that I am in like. These names are so long. Please help me out and shorten them. Next is foundations. And the first one is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow Foundation. It's new, glowy formula. I picked up 2 shades. I picked up 2N22 and 1N14 because I wasn't sure. 2N22 is what I normally wear in their regular foundation formula. The colors do not match. They are not the same, so just keep that in mind. What do I want to say about this foundation? I have given it multiple tries trying to make this work. It is way too glowy. And by glowy, I don't mean sparkly. I mean it's too wet. It doesn't dry down. Every time I wear this, even if I powder it, it's a little bit better, but I don't always want to be powdering my whole face. I feel like it just sits on top of my skin, and every time I've worn it, there's just something off, and I'm not loving it. When I have those feelings when I wear a foundation, that is a clear indication that they are not for me. I don't mind a glowy foundation. It's absolutely beautiful. And I have normal to dry skin, which really helps me out with that plumpiness and that beautiful glow to the skin, that juiciness, if you will. But this one doesn't do the trick. So I'm going to say no thanks, even though I really did try to make it work. I did. Next foundation is actually a skin tint. It is the, wait for it, I cannot remember this for the life of me and I need my glasses. The CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. 0.5% bakuchiol hydro fresh tint. I got the shade medium because it was the only one available in store. It is too dark for me, and that's fine. It'll be perfect for the summertime. I did a whole video comparing this to what it's supposed to be a dupe for, and that is the Chanel Water Fresh tint. It's got more coverage than you would imagine. This is a beautiful formula for every day. I did a side by side with the Chanel Water Fresh tint. I will leave a link to that video above. Definitely a dupe for it and for a third of the cost. I love the way this applies. I love the way that it feels on the skin. It was long lasting, went on beautifully. I can't say enough great things about this. Great find. I am in love with this. Next up, let's talk about some color correctors. First one that I tried is the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Color Corrector. I got the shade Peach. I found this to be extremely thin, very, very thin, almost disappeared into my skin and did absolutely nothing to cover my dark circles. It was actually very, very strange. There was no thickness to it whatsoever. Now, I like that it's not thick, but I also would like for it to actually do something about correcting the darkness under my eyes. This claims to have a medium coverage, but I'm telling you, it's barely a light coverage. So if you need very, very little correcting, the formula is nice and thin and comfortable. But if you have anything more than just a hint of darkness under your eyes, I wouldn't recommend this one. Honestly, it's a big no thank you for me for this one, unfortunately. But I tried another color corrector. I tried the Natasha Denona color corrector. C2 is the shade that I tried. It does such an amazing job of correcting the darkness under my eyes. I am wearing this today and it's doing a superb job of keeping that darkness hidden away, tucked away where it belongs. Although it is a liquid, it has some grip to it, and so I have a lot more control as to where I place it. I love the consistency of it. It's not too heavy. It's absolutely amazing. And before I say that I love it more than my beloved Charlotte Tilbury color corrector, I am going to do a side by side. I am, because I just don't want to say it yet. I don't want to say it yet, but this is incredible. I'm so happy that I picked this up. I am in love with this. Let's talk about some concealers. The first concealer that I tried this past month was the Estee Lauder Skin Sealer in shade 2N. I have tried this multiple times. And every time I've tried it, it just hasn't been right. There's something about it that is off. Let me talk about what I do like about it. I love the applicator, little round ball applicator, very, very easy to get into these corners, which I love. The formula is very, very thin, has a natural finish. It's not too matte and it's not too wet and glowy. So I love that. The formula is thin and it glides on very, very nicely. It's comfortable under the eyes. All of it is great. The only thing is that I don't think that this particular product has enough coverage for me personally. Maybe on those really light makeup days where I'm not really caring about completely masking the darkness under my eyes and brightening up under there, it could work. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's just not a product that I will be reaching for because, again, every time Sometimes I'd have some better results, other days not so great results. It was very inconsistent for me, and for that reason, it's not something that I can necessarily rely on. Know that I can grab it and know that I'm going to have a beautiful under eye. So it's complicated, but not a bad product at all. Next concealer that I tried this month was the Lancome Tinty Doll All Over Concealer. Weirdly enough, strangely enough, I had the exact same experience with this concealer as I did with the Estee Lauder. So weird. I would even try them both, one on one eye, one on the other, several times, and check throughout the day just to see if there was a difference between them. And literally, they're almost identical. And I feel the same way and have the same thoughts about this one as I do the Estee Lauder one. Just not enough coverage for me. It is very nice. It's a beautiful formula. It's a matte finish, but it's not cakey or drying or flat. It is very beautiful. Again, if you don't need a lot of coverage under the eyes, it's a beautiful formula. This is an all over concealer, and you can use this all over the face if you wanted to. I had picked up the shade 250 Warm Bisque. If you're wondering, the shade works perfectly. It's not a shade situation that I'm having. It's a formula situation and also needing a lot of help under my eyes. So this one, again, is complicated because I can't say anything bad about it. It just doesn't work for me, just like the other one. Next up is a loose setting powder from Makeup Forever, the HD Skin Setting Powder. I got shade 2.1 Medium Neutral. After several attempts, there was just always something that was off when I used this powder. Aside from the fact that this is a little bit too dark on me, it does apply a pigment to the skin. It changes the color of your foundation. So it does add another layer of coverage. And that I don't like about it. And then the other thing I don't like about it, after giving it several chances, it was kind of heavy on my face. It kind of sat there, not cakey. I won't go that far, but just there was a heaviness. I compare it to the Givenchy Prism Libre, to the Huda Beauty, to the Hourglass. Those are phenomenal loose powders, and this does not hold a candle to them. Now, if you are looking for a little bit of extra coverage just from your powder, then this would be a good one for you. Just make sure that you pick your right shade. And I was thinking about picking up a different shade just to test it out, but I don't love it enough in order to do that. So for me, this is a no thanks. Brows. Benefit Precisely My Brow Tinted Wax. I got deep brown. So this is a wax. It goes on like a wax, but it's tinted. It gets everywhere. It is so hard to control this product. It got all around the skin around my eyebrows. I took it off immediately. I cannot work with this product. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I hate it. You will rarely hear me use those words about a product. I dislike it greatly. So this is a no thank you for me. This one's going, it's trying to escape. This one is going back 100%. I really don't like returning things, but this one, there is no way I'll ever touch it. Never. I tried one mascara this past month. I've used this several times. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Sculpt Mascara. That is very difficult to say. It's nice. It's okay. It's a mascara. It doesn't do anything magical. It's not terrible. It's not mind-blowing. It's a good mascara. It's okay. It's all right. I really don't know what else to say about this one. It goes on nicely. It's not too wet of a formula. You have some control there. You can get a nice lift and some nice volume on your lashes. Definitely. I will use it. I'll finish it, but I won't be repurchasing this. I like it. I like it. Moving on to bronzers, I tried the REM Hyper Nova, I think it's called bronzer. I got out of Office, this shade right here. Now, the formula is nice. It's not as dry as I thought it would be. So I was very impressed with that. I really like it. The only issue that I have with it is that this shade in particular is a little bit too warm for me. I like my bronzers to be more on the neutral side, and this goes on a little bit orangey. Unless I find a shade that works for me as good as the formula is, and I did really enjoy it. It was actually very nice. I can't really say. So it's complicated. I like it and it's complicated. It's kind of both. The other bronzer that I tried this month are the Glossier Cloud Paint bronzers. They're liquid, and at first I was afraid, I was petrified. They are so lightweight. They blend into the skin so beautifully and easily. And I am wearing a mixture of Sail and Dune today. They are sheer. You can combine the shades to get your own custom shade. I just love them. I love them. I am in love. Blush, 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 blush for days. Let's start off on a good note, shall we? And talk about the Patrick Ta blush duos, the 3 new shades that he came out with for this line. This one is my favorite one. It's called Not Too Much. I am wearing it today. The formula is wonderful and it always has been wonderful, but the shades in the range prior to these 3 being released were a little bit too much for me, too bright for me. So when these were released, I was so happy. I did a whole dedicated video trying these on every which way. If you want to check it out, I will leave it linked. This is my favorite one called Not Too Much. Let me show you the other ones just in case you didn't catch that video. She's the Moment, Just Enough. I love this pink one. Don't let it intimidate you. It goes on just beautifully. A beautiful hint of color, just the way I like my blushes. This peach one is going to be fully used this summer. It's more of, a summer shade for me, although you could pull it off all year round, of course. They're all 3 of them are just divine. I love them. I love them. In love 100%. I'm so happy I have all 3 colors. Next is the Say Dew blush. I got the shade Sweetie. It's a very, very nice blush. It does have a nice finish on the cheeks. This is a very nice color, but it's not for me. Honestly, I'm not so in love with this and love it that much that I would go out of my way to pick up another shade to see. There's nothing wrong with it. Really, there isn't. It's a nice formula. It's not sticky. It goes on beautifully. It lays down. It does have a little bit of a blurring effect. And it is nice, but I don't love it that much that I would go out and seek out another shade. But it doesn't mean it's a bad formula. It is actually very, very nice. So I'm going to say that this is a like. I'm in like with this Say Dew blush. And as if you haven't seen these everywhere on your social media feeds, this is the Milk Makeup Jelly Tints. I only picked up one shade in spritz. It's more of a peachy, and so it's got the little gel. Okay, so that fell out, so be careful. It is a stain. You can use this on your lips as well. Here we go. So that's the stain that'll be there for quite a while, just I know from experience. If you do pick these up, do not apply directly to your skin. I don't care what anybody says to you. I don't care how anybody shows you on social media how this is applied directly to the cheek. Do not do it. This is cute, gimmicky, not bad. It does leave a nice stain and it's long lasting because it is a stain. But for me, it's too hard to work with. I gave this to my daughter. She thinks it's the best thing ever because it's cute. And it's a jelly. and it looks like food. For me, this is gonna be a no thanks, a no thanks. Just to show you, so that was on my fingers, not for very long, and I cannot get this off. It will not come off. Okay, we're almost there. I have some eyeshadow to talk about. The first one being the Hourglass Scattered Light Single Shadows. I'll mention again, I'm in my single shadow era. I love me a one and done shadow. And I did pick up another shade in this line. This is in the shade Ray. I used this in a trying new makeup video that I posted. I think it was last week. I'll leave it linked if you guys want to check it out. But it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful shadow. I can get in there. Okay, be careful because if you have long fingernails, it will be definitely difficult to get in there. But it's gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I love it. Beautiful one and done. It's got such dimension. It looks like you are wearing multiple shadows on your eyes when you put this on. It's absolutely beautiful. In love. Love it. Highly, highly recommend. Nice creamy formula, but it kind of dries down, but it's not dusty or powdery or too creamy in any way. It's perfect. I love this. Speaking of one and done shadows, these are the Ilia liquid eyeshadows. I picked up 2 shades in Sheen and in Hatch. One is like a bronzy golden shade. I'll put it next to the Ray shade. So it's a little bit more bronze than Ray. And the other one is Hatch. So it's almost like a greenish gray. Give you a quick look at those. They go on as a liquid. You just blend them out with a blending brush and they dry down to a powder and they last all day and they add not a very, very intense layer of pigment, a very nice wash of color every day. I love these, been reaching for them all the time. In love with these. I do want to pick up some more shades. There's a lilac one, although lilac doesn't look that great on me, I don't think. But I'm going to try it. If you want easy, everyday shadow, this is the one. This is the one. So in love with these. Love them. YSL Mini Clutch in 100 Stora Dolls. I love this. That's what I'm wearing today. It's absolutely beautiful. I have this shade all over my eyelid. And then I lined with this darker brown right here. And then right in the corner, I went in with this shade right here. And it's an absolutely beautiful look. It's not anything intense. This is a very nice daily eyeshadow quad that's easy to use and you just can't fail. I'm so glad I have one of these in my collection because they kept on going in and out of stock. And I grabbed one. Thankfully, I do love it. Absolutely, highly recommend this one. In love. Laura Mercier Caviar Stick, the Rose Glow Collection. This is in the shade Wild Rose. Very nice, very creamy. It is like a pink with a sort of golden shift to it. It's very, very beautiful. Very nice for the inner corner. I wouldn't use this particular shade all over my lid personally because it doesn't really show up. It doesn't do much. For me, a little pop in the inner corner just kind of like elevates your eyeshadow look a little bit. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. Okay, Natasha Denona face palette, the Hyper Natural face palette. I did a whole dedicated video on this and also another video where I use this again so I can kind of get, a more solidified thought and idea of how I feel about this palette. I think I put that up on Sunday. In any case, these are a new formula except for this shade right here, Dreamy, which is her Wet Effect formula. I love every one of these shades. I was surprised with this shade right here, this pinky peachy shade. It actually looked not bad on me, which is I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked. You'll see if you check out that video, you'll be able to see every one of these shadows applied on their own so you can see what they look like. They're absolutely gorgeous. I've used this a few times. I don't need to use it much longer in order for me to tell you that I'm in love with this. I love the bronzer contours. I know this is a small little pan, but it does the job. I focus on the first two shades for the bronzing. In the summertime, when I'm a little bit more tan, I can dip into this deeper bronzing shade. This blush duo, I love the lighter pink one. I didn't think it would show up on me, but it shows up perfectly. I wore this on Sunday, went out for lunch with my family, and it was just perfect. You can deepen it up with this almost watermelony shade, I would describe it. It's actually quite pigmented, swirled together, are gorgeous. Again, you can see all of that in my review video of this palette. Perfect for travel, perfect for everyday, one and dones. You can combine these. You can actually get quite a smoky and dramatic look from these. You can combine all of them any which way and you'll get a beautiful look. So, in love. It's raining lip balms, lip oils, anything to hydrate the lips. People are walking around with some dry lips, I guess. I don't know, everywhere I turn, there's a new release and I want to try them all. I want to try them all. But then at the end of the day, they all kind of start almost performing the same way and it's hard for anyone to really stand out. I hope that makes sense. There's just an onslaught of them and honestly, they're lip balms. They're lip balms. And that's how I feel about the Tower 28 SOS Lip Softies. Now they're very cute. They are very cute. You know, this is the applicators, that round type of applicator. It's very hard to control. That's one thing I would say, how much product comes out. You know, they have a little bit of a tint to them. This pink one definitely has the most tint. Also the Dolce de Leche. Now, when I did my Sephora haul and I talked about these, I said I couldn't smell anything out of the Dolce de Leche. And now I can, like a lot. They smell so good. I don't know what was up with my nose that day, but honestly, if you want a really nice smelling lip balm oil with a tint, these are nice. You know, they're okay. This one's clear. This one is the Dolce de Leche one is more of like a brown. I'm running out of room. See how I squeezed just a little bit and so much came out. So be careful with that. You might want to squeeze some onto your finger first before you apply because you can easily over apply. That's another thing I'll say about these. They're okay. And the only other thing I want to mention is that they're not very long lasting at all. I've been using this one just to moisturize my lips as I'm doing the rest of my face. And by the time I'm done, this is like completely gone and my lips feel even drier. So, I mean, they're okay. They're not that bad. And the price point is not bad either. So, you know what? I'm just going to say, meh, you know, I like them. I like them. But there's nothing extra special about them other than that they smell really good. I think I was all over the place with that one. I'm sorry if that was confusing, but I have mixed feelings about it. Really mixed feelings. Charlotte Tilbury released some pinks and reds in her Kissing Satin Shine lipstick formula. I picked up Red Carpet Pink. It's so gorgeous. I love this pink. It's got a little bit of a blue, like a coolness to it, but it goes on so nice, moisturizing, beautifully sits on the lips. It's not high shine, but it's a beautiful formula and I love this shade. Beautiful, beautiful. In love, definitely. Makeup by Mario has a new line of super satin lipsticks. This one is in South Shore, not as pink as the Charlotte Tilbury. This one is, you know, a cooler pink. This one is a little bit warmer. Very comfortable formula. Beautiful, beautiful satin lipsticks. I know. I love it. I do. I love it. I do. We are at the final stretch right now. I have 3 shades of the Dior Rouge refillable lipsticks. They are reformulated and repackaged. Mitza Movie shade. It's absolutely beautiful on the lips. Nude look. It's a beautiful formula, very comfortable on the lips, beautiful shades. That is Beige Couture, my favorite. I love this one. Beautiful everyday nude. They're very expensive, and at the end of the day, a lipstick is a lipstick. And as long as it has a good formula, then really it comes down to shade, matching you, looking nice on you, the right undertones, what you're looking for. Do you want something nude? Do you want something bright? Do you want a red? Do you want a pink? Do you want a brown? If you find the right shade, it doesn't matter if it's the Mario or if it's the Rouge. I try these so I can let you know if they're a good formula, show you a few of the shades that I've picked up. So at the end of the day, if you find a nice lipstick and you love the shade, just stick with that. Just stick with that. I am going to say, for the purposes of this video, that they fall into the in love category because I'm in love with these shades. If I could find these shades in another lipstick formula that was half the price, like the Mario I think is almost half the price, I'll have to double check that. That is also a very, very nice lipstick. You don't really need this lipstick unless you find a shade you're in love with. And you don't care about spending $66 on a lipstick. So, officially, I'm in love. And finally, I picked up a Valentino Liquid Rosso, another one of their liquid lipsticks. Now, this is a different situation. This is a liquid lipstick. Completely different story. These are hard to find in a formula that is comfortable on the lips and it doesn't crust up and dry out. So this is unique and worth every penny, in my opinion, because of the formula, because it is the most comfortable liquid lipstick I have ever had the pleasure of trying. So in this case, 100% I'm in love and 100% recommend if you are looking for a liquid lipstick that is long lasting, that will not crust up, that won't create that, you know, that line inside of your lips. It won't dry them out. It glides on beautifully. There's a slip to it still. An unbelievable formula, and I'm in love. I'm wearing this today and I love it. I love it. I'm in love. I'm in love. It was quite a successful month, I have to say. I didn't have many duds. I had mostly loves. I really hope you find these monthly roundups helpful in guiding you in your purchasing decisions. Makeup is not cheap, not at all. So I really hope I bring some value outlining what I like or what I don't like about certain products. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.